start the session.
Tabshira, please mute your mic. Tabshira, please mute your mic.
Okay, thank you. A pleasant good morning to everyone who have virtually gathered here with us today. I hope everyone is saying not the learning of facts, but the mind to think. But how far is our existing education system has prepared our minds and its students' mind to think practically rather learning mere static theories? I hope you all are aware about the National Education Policy or NEP 2020, which was approved by the Union Cabinet of India on July 29, 2020, which outlines the vision of India's new education system. Moreover, it claims to transform the education sector in the country as it focuses on making education accessible, equitable, inclusive, if implemented from the very primary levels. Among all the policies that were put forward, the notable one in NEP 2020 would be to bring in 4-year undergraduate or bachelor's degree with multiple entry-exit options, which is the academic bank of credit, which claims to have flexibility among students in higher education. The students can get a certificate after 1-year program, an advanced diploma after 2 years, a bachelor's degree after 3 years, and a bachelor with research after 4 years, according to the number of years they choose to study. Experts say that the government reorganized multiple entry and exit at the undergraduate level will give more options and job opportunities to the youth. But apparently, what could be the actual consequences of the credit and how will it be reflected in the higher education field from the existing system? And that's what today's session is all about, titled Academic Bank of Credit, Reflection in the Higher Education Scenario, organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell of MES Ponnani in collaboration with the Kerala State Higher Education Council. Before moving on to anything else, on behalf of the team, let me wholeheartedly welcome you all who took the time and effort to join with us today. Welcome. Let us start the session with welcome speech, and for that, let me call upon the coordinator of the IQAC, Dr. V.K. Brijesh. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Aisha. Respected Professor Rajan Gurukal, sir, Dr. M. Usman, sir, Dr. Rajan, sir, our Secretary, Dr. M.K. Mohammad Rashid, sir, all dignitaries who have joined us today for this webinar on Academic Bank of Credit, Reflections in the Higher Education Scenario. As we all know, it is the topic of the day, and we have observations on that, and just already the NEP has started working, and so we have to know what are the things that is going to happen with the ABC of education, the Academic Bank of Credit. So definitely with us, the eminent personalities who are well versed enough in this higher education sector are with us. And first of all, let me wholeheartedly welcome Professor Dr. Rajan Gurukal, sir, who is the Vice Chairman of Kerala State Higher Education Council and who was there always with us for all the changes that has, all the transformation that has been taking place in the higher education sector of Kerala especially. So welcome, sir. Wholeheartedly welcome to this webinar. And our keynote address of this webinar will be delivered by Dr. M. Usman, sir, who is the Secretary of Kerala Private College Management Association, and formerly he was the President of the Principals Council. So I wholeheartedly welcome Dr. M. Usman, sir, to this webinar. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
The presidential address of this webinar will be delivered by our principal, Dr. Ajim P. Mohammed, sir. On behalf of the organizing committee, I welcome Dr. Ajim, sir, to this webinar. Welcome, sir. The felicitations will be delivered by M.K. Mohammad Rashid, sir, who is our correspondent and secretary. I welcome M.K. Mohammad Rashid, sir, to this webinar. And the other felicitation by Dr. A.A. Subair, sir, who is the vice principal of the college. I welcome Dr. A.A. Subair, sir, also to this function. The vote of thanks for this program will be delivered by the joint coordinator of IQAC, Dr. C. Srijit. I welcome Dr. C. Srijit also to this program. And as we know, Dr. Rajan Gurukal sir is a very busy man and he has got a busy schedule today also, as usual. So we we have changed the program like this. The inaugural address will be given first, and Dr. Rajan sir will be delivering his presidential address after that. So for that, I wholeheartedly welcome Dr. Rajan Gurukal sir for delivering the inaugural address of the webinar. Welcome, sir. Over to you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, all of you. Dr. Usman, principal of the college, colleagues, my dear students. I'm sorry to be bothering you with this rush, but I cannot but do that. I hope I haven't upset your organizational structure very much about this program. As you all know, higher education field is encountering a major transformative phase. It's not a usual kind of reform, but a de facto transformation of the concept, design, operation, function, role, and responsibility of higher education institutions, teachers, and students. Higher education institutions, as you have already experienced, are expected to become entrepreneurial establishments operating on enterprise resource planning, called ERP these days, that enables to improve the service, transparency, efficiency, and the overall transparency in the academic functioning of the institution. And it requires the institution to have digital technology enhanced setup, which manages the whole institution with this life cycle control of the clientele, including teachers. That is, from entry to exit, the institution manages the clientele with the help of electronic sophistication or digital technology. And digital technology enhanced education has become extremely important. Now in this, colleges are required to provide a digitally equipped environment for teaching and learning. And this is what the Higher Education Council addresses as digital enablement project. Teachers' role is to teach how to learn using digital technology, and the students' responsibility is to do self-learning under ICT environment, and the responsibility of the college is to create a digitally equipped environment for teaching and learning. That is the kind of change which is taking place. Digital technology enabled learning makes students part of the global community of learners. Now, UGC is introducing various digital technology based schemes one after the other. As you all know, UGC was pushing blended teaching learning and the system of academic bank of credits, facilitating global as well as national mobility of students as freelance learners or freelancers, doing courses and shopping credits from university to university. It allows multiple entry and exit in higher education. Students can take an account in the academic bank, deposit, accumulate, transfer, and enjoy a redemption of their credits. Is anything learning, anytime learning, anywhere learning, at any level learning, very flexible and totally free of rigid institutional restrictions. This is the direction of advanced higher education today. This digital technology enabled march of the institution or progress of the institution has to be kept in mind, and we cannot escape. Certainly, we can bargain and we can negotiate, but the technological development is such that we cannot opt out of it. You have to be an insider for criticizing the system. And in that sense, the seminar, which, the webinar which the college is organizing on academic bank of credit is very important. It shows the readiness of the institution to be aware of what the institution should do. And it's also trying to understand the system very well so that it can meaningfully negotiate through interactions. It is apparently very interesting, but it has its own limitations and implications. See, certainly it allows students deposit credits in the academic bank of credits and have accumulation, transfer, and redemption of their credits by opening, closure, and validation of their academic bank accounts. It's part of the new system of anytime learning, as I already said. Certainly, it enables students to take exit from a course and join another. And the student wouldn't be losing anything because the student has already gained some credits and these credits are deposited in the bank. But student develops interest in a different program and joins that. And from there, some credits are acquired and they are deposited. It introduces skills into the credit-based system and make all academic programs vocationally relevant. It aims to let most students free in choosing what to learn, when, where, and gain skills for employment. Promotion and optimization of aptitude-oriented higher education through the facilities of multidisciplinary and holistic education is what UGC is putting up. Of course, it is the rhetoric part of it. And such legitimizing rhetoric apart, in my opinion, it is for the promotion of trade and commercialization in higher education. That's the truth about it. It will make higher education all the more shallow, shoddy, dubious, and corrupt. This is my personal opinion. You can differ with me. In the absence of common criteria and standards of assessment, credit transfer will be highly disadvantageous to students. Higher education institutions being classified into good and bad, highly ranked and poorly graded, and all these are there. Now, in the context of academic credit banking, the credit value is affected. If an institution is very poorly ranked, then an institution in the context of a university, because a college just cannot have an independent kind of existence in this context unless it is an autonomous college. Then the academic values of a poorly graded institution will be naturally low. Now, this is already there in the context of America and Europe in the relationship of exchange. I mean, the relationship of exchange of credits. Even between European universities and American universities, the credit exchange value difference is 2:1. That a European university will have to acquire 2 credits to match the 1 credit of an American university. Not all American universities, I mean one of the standard universities of America. This credit value differentiation is going to be a very important thing for India. Who is going to value the credit of an Indian university which is not even within the first 500 universities in the world? Now, if Europe, which has several universities within the first 20, face the problem of credit exchange value imbalance, something like 2:1, what would be the plight of India? Now, as far as you are concerned, how to create a digital technology-enabled learning environment is the top priority, and then complete campus networking and maintenance of the whole teaching and learning through learning management system. All these are to be in place before we venture upon the field of academic bank of credit. The main problem is this, that just as Indian currency, it doesn't have a competitive kind of exchange value, and also current account balance of payment, sometimes surplus oriented and sometimes suffering deficit. Now, the case of academic credit bank would reflect the same kind of situation. Sometimes a good student of our university will have to have a sufficiently impressive account of credits to enter into relationship of exchange with the well-known universities. But it's also true that a student quite enterprising, capable of clearing so many courses within short period and accumulate a lot of credits, so that in spite of the inflation instability of credit values, can enter into negotiations with even very eminent universities like Harvard or Princeton or Cambridge or Oxford, and forget about the huge credits accumulated, can exchange for the credits of these prestigious universities and gain a degree from there. But think about the possibility of joining the university and studying there and then spending perhaps less efforts and secure a degree directly from there. It's not that difficult an issue to be a fellowship holder, to do one's higher education in Princeton or Cambridge or Caltech or MIT or Oxford or Cambridge. But think about this free-floating system wherein It is trade. It's profit-oriented trade. Many universities will be floating their programs, and there would be wrong declarations about the value. Many students would be trapped and they would clear, and finally at the time of exchange they realize that these acquired credits do not have any value in the market. And they understand that it wouldn't be possible for them to fetch the degree of a recognized university. So there is always such problem of uncertainties in the whole setup. But if you go by the rhetoric, certainly it is very, very impressive. It gives a lot of freedom to the students. It gives autonomy to the institution. And at the same time, in reality, a lot of hardships for students, uncertainties and tension for students, and a kind of anarchic situation as far as an institution is concerned. To encounter the anarchy, the institution will have to be completely digital technology based. That anyway we will have to do. The Higher Education Council is at the moment focusing on the digital enablement of institutions. Now, we prescribe the free open source software platform called Moodle with the learning management system customized for each college to run online teaching learning effectively. And LMS is going to be a problem resolving system because it acts as a record of student performances and teacher performances, and it helps better impartial evaluation of students, and it would certainly cut the delay of conduct of examinations as well as announcement of results and so on. So these are time-related updating that each institution must achieve. So we are in collaboration with the Digital University, setting up a centralized cloud space at the Higher Education Council using the state data center allotment, and create instances providing each college its own dashboard to independently manage teaching, learning, and administration activities with privacy and security. Each college will have its own Moodle portal that all teachers, students, and other authorities of the college legally entitled to use using the institutional ID and password. So there would be privacy, and also the expenditure would be relatively very, very marginal. If an institution has to do this on its own, the expense is going to be very, very high. So that is important. And once we are well established with the digital technology enhanced teaching learning, we might be in a position to get better grading. For example, the outcome-based education and then the learning outcome matching with the learning outcomes of established universities. There is comparability, there is transparency about it, and also easily evaluated scenario would be there. And perhaps all these can go into the gaining of a high grade for our institutions, a better ranking for our institution. Just as it would be possible for the country to attain high value in the context of current account exchange, current account transactions. Now we also might be able to enhance the value. In that stage, it might be possible for us to enter into the academic bank of credits system. Now, with these words, I wish you all the best, and I hope that you would be taking immense benefit out of the workshop which you are organizing in collaboration with the State Higher Education Council. Wishing you all the best. I withdraw.
Thank you,
so
Rajan.
much. Okay, sir, if you want to say anything.
No. I just want to say that, Gurukal sir, I will try to share your apprehensions also in my presentation. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. May I take leave?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. So that was Dr. Rajan Gurukal, who being a leading social scientist, historian, professor, and writer, and who also currently serves as the Vice Chairman of the Kerala State Higher Education Council. On his absence, I would like to thank him so much and having shared his opinions about the topic and having found time to spend with us despite of all his busy schedule. Thank you, sir. Now, let me invite the jubilant personality of the college, the principal, Dr. Ajim P. Mohammed, for the presidential address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Aisha. Respected Chief Guest of the Day, Professor Rajan Gurukal sir, Dr. M. Usman sir, Sister Teresa sister, other principals and faculty members, students and participants who are attending this wonderful webinar. This is the right time. We are organizing a webinar on Academic Bank of Credit, just recently launched by Prime Minister of India on July 29th, just after the launching of National Education Policy, a draft of National Education Policy. And I'm not taking much of the time because this topic must be, the deliberations given by Dr. Rajan Gurukal sir must be discussed in detail in the coming days also, because Academic Bank of Credit is a it may affect the higher education sector. He has already discussed about the merits and demerits of Academic Bank of Credit. So I am expecting more deliberations from Dr. M. Usman sir also. He has written some article just 1 week before in a newspaper regarding the advantages of this thing, Academic Bank of Credit. So I wish all the success to the program, and I request all the participants to make the session more interactive. You can raise your clarifications with Usman sir. He will address all the issues and he will clarify your queries and all. And I wish all the success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, let us move on to the session. Dr. M. Usman is a renowned academician and educational administrator and has more than 35 years of experience in teaching and research. He has been the founder director of PM Institute of Civil Services Examination, Farooq College, Calicut, and the founder principal of Amal College, Nilambur. Being a researcher and a writer, he is a research guide in 3 universities and has published 3 books and more than 300 articles. He has been the president of the Kerala Principals Council after completing the tenure of 3 years as its general secretary. Currently working as the principal of MIC Arts and Science College, Athanikal, Malappuram district, and as a consultant in assessment and accreditation, higher education and research, and the chairman of the expert group for social impact assessment of public projects in Malappuram districts under LARR, or Land Acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act 2013. He is also serving as the secretary of the Kerala chapter of Indian Colleges Forum, New Delhi, General Secretary of Kerala Private College Management Associations, and General Secretary of Federation of Muslim Colleges, who is also a recipient of 2 state level and 2 national level awards for the contribution in higher education. Can we have anyone better than him to lead the session of the day? Let me with honor and privilege welcome Dr. M. Usman to lead the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Aisha, for your kind words on me. My esteemed friend, very jubilant friend, Dr. Rajan P. Mohammed, principal of MES Ponnani College, senior most principal, one of the senior most principals in Kerala, the Honorable Secretary of the MES College Management, Mr. Muhammad Rashid, the academician and the Vice Chairman of Kerala State Higher Education Council, Dr. Rajan Gurukal sir, IQAC Coordinator, Dr. Bijesh, Joint Coordinator, Mr. Subai, beloved principals, faculty members, my dear students, and the participants from other states, my ICF friends, like Sister Teresa and others. And good morning to all. I'm extremely happy to be a part of this program, and I thank the organizers for inviting me for this program. On 19th August, I wrote an article in one of the leading Malayalam dailies, which received tremendous response from different academic circles. And your principal, my friend, Dr. Rajan, called me and just asked me, can we have a session on it? I readily agreed because we wanted to initiate some discussion on this very important issue or a very important program already announced by the Government of India, by the Honorable Prime Minister. Now, I have been introduced here as representing several organizations. Of course, the ideas that I present here, especially the apprehensions and other things that I share here, is only my personal views, not of the organizations. Because the organizations has to develop their own views based on common consultation among the members. Therefore, many principals who are here, or faculty members, or researchers, and other academicians may not agree with me. And of course, at organizational level also, we may have some disagreement about the scheme. But our purpose is to have a discussion, a detailed discussion, so that more light is generated on the issue. Somewhat, I would say, a strange concept for us, especially from the people of Kerala, but very popular outside India and so on. So it is only my personal views that I am presenting here. I will have a PowerPoint presentation, a few slides. Of course, in the first part, we will go for some concepts related to this academic bank of credit in the background of the new education policy 2020, as rightly mentioned by Rajan Gurukal. In the second part, I would like to share the legislative framework or regulatory framework already announced by the UGC, because it has come to into existence. So how it is going to work as given by the regulations prescribed by the UGC. In the third part of my discussion, I will try to raise some apprehensions. Of course, I share the apprehensions of Honorable Dr. Rajan Gurukal also on this issue. And I would also like to mention the response from Kerala to this so far and how we can tune with these responses. So with these words, I will like to have the presentation of my slides. Okay. Okay, is it visible now?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. Okay. So I would coin the entire thing as academic bank of credits, a boon or bane in that way. Whether it is a blessing for us or it is going to create a catastrophe, or rather whether it is going to create anarchy in the academic world. This is what we are going to focus. See, as already mentioned by Principal, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji launched the Academic Bank of Credit scheme in 29 July 21, on the day of marking the completion of 1 year after the implementation of the new education policy 2020. And of course, UGC has already notified ABC scheme by a regulation on 28 July 2021. That means Academic Credit Bank has come into existence. It has become operational, and a website has been created by the Government of India, www.abc.gov.in, and many higher education institutions have already registered. I would say if you just check the website, you can see most of the premier education institutions of the country have started registering themselves in the Academic Bank of Credit website of the Government of India. For example, JNU has already registered. Jamia Millia Islamia has already registered. Hyderabad University already registered. IFLU has already registered. Bombay University registered. Punjab Central University, Guru Nanak Dev University, Tezpur University, Mizoram University, a few NITs, a few private universities. All these universities have already registered in the Academic Bank of Credit. That means they have accepted the proposal and they are going to implement it from this academic year 21 to 22 admission onwards. And many institutions are, from my understanding, especially from the states of Madhya Pradesh and Karnataka, they will be registering in the website. And these two governments, Madhya Pradesh and Karnataka, they have already declared that they are going to implement the policy. And my ICF friends from Madhya Pradesh told me that admissions in Madhya Pradesh in this year, 21-22 academic year, it is in line with the Academic Bank of Credit and so on. So the things have already been started. That is one thing I just want to share with you. Then there are two views related to the Academic Bank of Credit, as already mentioned by Dr. Gurukal. One group of people say that ABC is a panacea for all ailments of the higher education sector of India. Because we have several ailments in the higher education sector. We used to lament about the rigidity of the Indian higher education system, high rate of dropout, then the lack of horizontal mobility for our students, and also very low GER and so on. So it is argued that by giving some kind of flexibility to the students or some kind of flexibility to their system, especially undergraduate education, it will try to solve many of these issues in that way. That is one thing. The second view is that it is a part of a larger design of privatization and commercialization of education. So one group of people say that it is a design of part of a larger design of privatization and commercialization. Because we know already the Government of India has started some kind of privatization and commercialization, including the public sector undertakings by a special scheme and so on. So it is a part of the larger design of this particular thing. And NEP is also tuned in that line. That is a second view. So since we have these two views, we have to weigh these two viewpoints and just to see, make an assessment, a realistic assessment of the situation, and to what extent ABC will be helpful for us. And can we have an alternative, or can we opt out of it? That is a basic question. As already mentioned by Gurukal, we have to be inside the system. So once you are outside the system, you will be totally made irrelevant, will be boosted. So can we be insiders and raise our criticisms and try to implement, if possible, by, you can say, by mitigating the problems and so on. This is what we should think of. So as I mentioned already, it is a part of the NEP 2020. So in NEP 2020, there is an important proposal for more holistic and multidisciplinary education. This I have taken from this extract taken from the NEP 2020. Towards a more holistic and multidisciplinary education, NEP has proposed a restructuring of the undergraduate education as we know, into 3 or 4 year duration. And a student may be able to opt out after first year, getting a certificate. After second year, getting a diploma. After third year, getting a degree. After fourth year, getting a degree, a honors degree with research, something like that. So in NEP 2020, there's a proposal for an academic bank of credit. It shall be established, which will digitally store the academic credit earned from the recognized institutions, so that the degrees from all higher education institutions can be awarded, taking into account credit earned. So it is a part of NEP's proposal for holistic and multidisciplinary education that academic credit banking or bank system has been proposed. And of course, as I mentioned already, this is not popular in India, but widely used in USA, European Union, in all the 28 countries, European Union, enter European Union as a credit transfer system. Then UK, because UK is not a part of European Union now, so UK has a system. Canada, Australia, China, Korea. So all these prominent countries, they have already implemented the academic credit bank system in one form or other. In India, actually, the concept is not so popular. The discussion started with UGC's concept note on National Academic Credit Bank of December 11, 2019. UGC had published a concept note on this on December 11, 2019, and they had invited suggestions from various stakeholders on this academic bank of credit. I don't know how many people have a few suggestions to UGC related to the academic bank of credit representing the organization. So in India, discussion started with this concept note, and of course, some academic level discussion started. And once NEP is launched, government had given direction to the UGC for preparing the regulations for that, and UGC announced these regulations. So in that way. Now we will go for the present regulatory framework already declared by the UGC, or which has come into existence in the country related to academic bank of credit. First, we have to clarify some terms related. The academic bank of credit means an academic service mechanism as a digital or virtual or online entity established by UGC, the approval of the central government, to facilitate students to become academic account holders, thereby paving the way for seamless student mobility between or within degrees granting application institutions through a formal system of credit recognition, credit accumulation, credit transfers, and credit redemption. So these terms are important. Credit recognition, credit accumulation, credit transfer, and credit redemption to promote distributed and flexible teaching learning. That is the idea. Now we will clarify these concepts. See, meaning of a credit. So concept of credit is already familiar to us because in our choice-based credit semester system, the regulations of Calicut University or other universities of Kerala, the term credit is already there. So here in the ABC regulation, credit means a standard methodology of calculating 1 hour of theory or 1 hour of tutorial or 2 hours of laboratory work per week for a duration of a semester. A semester means 13 to 15 weeks, resulting in the award of 1 credit, which is awarded by a higher education institution on which these regulations apply. And credit for internship shall be 1 credit per 1 week, subject to maximum of 6 credits. That means you don't make much changes in the present syllabus. The syllabus in the semester system, already the credit is defined almost like this. Based on the number of teaching hours or practical hours set apart for a particular subject or a paper, we are having the concept of the credit even now. Now, credit recognition means credit earned through a registered higher education institution and transferred directly to academic bank of credit by such higher education institution. So, institution is just transferring the credit to the ABC. That is recognition. Then credit accumulation. The facility created by the Academic Bank of Credit in academic bank account opened by the students in order to transfer and consolidate credit earned by them by undergoing courses. So students will be opening accounts through the institution, and the credit will be credited by the institution in the account of the student, and that will be accumulated. And credit transfer means a mechanism by which registered institutions are able to receive or provide prescribed credit to individual academic bank account in adherence to University Grants Commission norms for courses undertaken by students enrolled in any registered organization. So we know what is a course. A course is a paper actually. So for all the courses there will be credit given. So this can be transferred to the institution in that. So all these are already familiar to us. Then redemption means a process of commuting the accrued credit in the academic bank account of the student maintained in the ABC for the purpose of fulfilling the credit requirement for award of degree or diploma or certificate or coursework for PhD by a registered degree awarding institution. So institution can redeem this credit on the basis of the request from the student for getting a certificate or a diploma or a degree or as a for PG or for the coursework of the PhD and so on. So these are the few terms which are very crucial with respect to the implementation of the academic bank of credit. Now we will just see the well-defined objectives of the ABC. The argument is that to promote student centricity with the learner-friendly approaches in higher education across the country. It is already been mentioned that it is something like anywhere, anytime, anything learning. So anywhere the student can learn, anytime they can learn, or you can say anything they can learn in that way by the pace of the student. Secondly, to enable the students to select the best courses of combination of courses to suit their aptitude and quest of knowledge. So here, UGC's concept note is giving two examples related to this. One is the example of a student, a very bright student, who wanted to pursue physics as his major. But out of the compulsion of the parents, he had to join an engineering college or some other subject. And he was not interested in engineering, he was interested in physics. Out of the compulsion of parents only, he joined there. But fortunately, during the 5th semester, he got selection in the student abroad program. And he went abroad where he came under the mentorship of a professor who himself was a student of a Nobel laureate. And under that professor, the third one is the world of music. So he was interested in these three subjects. So he took 3 courses from abroad and came back to India. So fortunately, he could transfer that credit here and he could continue his studies, his career, etc. That is one case. The other case is that a student who was very passionate about engineering, he joined engineering college out of his own choice. After 1 year, he found that engineering is not his bread and butter. It is not so interesting. So he wanted to shift to BBA program. And he discontinued and shifted to BBA program. And he found that under the present setup, 1 year has been wasted in the engineering college. That cannot be counted here in the Arts and Science College, which is offering the BBA program. Even though in the engineering college, the first 2 semesters, students are taught communicative English. UGC is quoting or giving examples related to the issues of the present rigidity or immobility that Indian students are facing in that. The argument is that issues like this will be addressed by the academic bank of credit. And thirdly, to permit the students to choose a pace of their studies along with associated logistics and cost. Because every student requires a pace, it is argued like that. So very often as principals, we face a problem. On an average, we get 20 to 30 applicants every day from our previous students who had discontinued the courses. They wanted to rejoin the college. but there is no possibility of rejoining the college in the same course because regulations have been changed in that way. So many problems are there. Out of marriage or out of some adversities, they might have discontinued the course in that way. So this problem is existing. So ABC is expected to solve this issue, that is the argument. And to allow the students to tailor their degrees to make specific modification or specialization rather than undergoing rigid regularly prescribed degree or courses of single university or autonomous college. By undergoing some courses, some papers offered by other institutions, they may be having a better degree in that. Similarly, to enable multiple entry, multiple exit, MEME. Actually, that is the catchword of the Academic Bank of Credit, MEME, multiple entry, multiple exit. For completing their degrees as per their time preferences, providing mobility across various disciplines. That means horizontal mobility for the students for doing the courses, certificate programs, and so on. Then to support procedurally the teaching learning activities to happen in a distributed and blended manner through integration across campuses or universities or autonomous colleges with increased mobility. So entire system has to be made mobile. That is also an important objective of this. And two more objectives are out there. To facilitate lifelong learning, as it has been mentioned already, it is anytime learning. Anywhere learning. So formal and informal students from both full-time and part-time modes and lifelong learning, it is possible. To satisfy the students' quest for knowledge, freedom to choose and change their academic directions, connect the different domains of knowledge, and help them acquire the right foundations and building blocks to pursue their life goals. So these are some of the basic objectives as given or prescribed by the UGC for the Academic Bank of Credit. Now we will just see the organizational structure proposed by UGC. As I mentioned already, it is going to be, or it is a digital or virtual online storehouse, entity of academic credit database of higher education institution with the students as the stakeholder. Student is the only stakeholder there. It is established on the lines of National Academic Depository, which is already there. It has a dynamic website, which is already there, providing all details of Academic Bank of Credit and operational mechanism in that way, the way in which it is being organized. It's a bank for academic purposes, on the pattern of commercial banks for financial purposes, with students as academic account holders to whom Academic Bank of Credit shall provide a variety of services, including credit verification, credit accumulation, credit transfer, redemption, and authentication of academic awards, and so on. Then authentication of credit or academic awards by ABC shall not in any way to be construed as encroachment to the statutory powers of the higher education institutions. That means the institutions are following some act and statutes of the universities. So Academic Bank of Credit is not supposed to encroach upon the act and statutes of the universities in a very direct manner, in an explicit manner, in that. Then it's a body empowered by the central government or UGC, as the case may be, to provide authenticated records of credit earned by students from these study institutions. Then credit as well as essential components of study for the award of any degree, diploma, etc. These can be prescribed by the university. See, Academic Credit Bank is not going to prescribe the syllabus. The universities will be prescribing the syllabus. The organization, autonomous colleges will be prescribing the syllabus. But Academic Credit Bank will not be prescribing the syllabus in that. Then ADC will provide every student the facility to open unique or individual academic bank account in digital form. And account holders shall be provided with a unique ID and access to standard operating procedure. So it works in a simple manner. In institution A student is studying, he can credit his deposit his credit through that institution in the Academic Bank of Credit in that way. So he is studying here, he can deposit the credit here in the bank, and suppose he discontinued or he opt out from here, join another institution, institution B, he can redeem the credit. So it is called redeeming the credit. The student who obtained the credit or acquired the credit in institution A, it will be transferred to Academic Bank of Credit, and this credit he can redeem the institution B where he is joining to complete the course. This is how it works. Okay. Then we will come to the next slide. The functions. The functions are being defined as it deposit the credit.
Excuse me, sir. Can I?
Not visible.
No. Slide has been stopped sharing.
Okay, I will just. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. It's okay.
Okay.
Now it's okay, sir. Now it's okay.
So the function is that one important thing is that the students cannot directly deposit the credit in the academic bank. Of course, it is on the institution. That is one thing. Secondly, all institutions has to ensure opening, closure, and validation of academic credit, and ensure credit verification, credit accumulation, credit transfer, redemption, etc., apart from promoting its role among the stakeholders. As I mentioned, a large number of institutions have already entered into the process, and these institutions are expected to do all these things, monitor all these things for the students in that way. That is an important function. Okay. Then the courses undergone by the students through the online modes like SWAYAM, NPTEL, VLab, or any other university shall also be considered for the credit transfer and credit accumulation. So not only the students who are studying, you can say in the offline mode, in the campus mode, if a student is doing courses from these things, whether it's a digital format or online format or a MOOC format, all such courses will also be taken into account in that. Then it is not limited to distance or non-contact mode, and extent of amalgamation of various existing and futuristic teaching learning models. All these can be considered depending upon the regulations related to the academic bank. That is another function. Then, as I mentioned already, the norms with respect to curriculum content, curriculum transaction, educational technologies, courses offered, timing, continuous evaluation, attendance, novel methods of assessment, etc., shall be decided by the institution and not at all decided by the academic bank of credit. And that should be consistent with the overall policy and philosophy of the holistic multidisciplinary education under NEP. Only thing is that all these should be in tune with the proposals under NEP in that way. The universities can do that. The interest of the students, credit earned and deposited with ABC, this is very important, will be valid for the purpose of redemption to a degree or diploma or postgraduate diploma or certificate for varying duration as specified by credit awarding and credit accepting subject to maximum duration of 7 years. So once a student deposits credit in the academic bank, the maximum time limit for redeeming such credit is 7 years. If it is not redeemed within 7 years, that is going to be expired. Similarly, it will encompass all higher education programs coming under the purview of UGC, ICT, NCT, and also the professional programs. So some professional organizations like medical college, even medical colleges have joined the Academic Bank of Credit, as I checked the website yesterday. So all programs are supposed to be under the coverage of the Academic Bank of Credit, subject to the approval of the respective regulatory bodies in that. It also facilitates the credit recognition and redemption process of students who may opt according to their individual choice for all courses, not following any particular subject domain, but fulfilling the total credit requirement for undergraduate degree to be awarded by a registered organization. Suppose a student take different credit from different organization, and of course that can also be counted subject to a limit given by the rules in that. Then, in addition to choice-based courses to be undertaken by the student as a part of the specific higher education program in registered higher education institution, there can be award diploma certificate against credit accrued in respect of courses undertaken by students beyond the prescribed curriculum. A student who is now studying in a college, he can do a program, a course in another college if it is offered there, which is not strictly a part of the curriculum, which is now undergoing the course in that. That means he is getting a chance to enroll for a program in another institution also, side by side with the course in that. And the credit obtained by students by undergoing skill courses from registered institutions, offering vocational degree or diploma, postgraduate diploma, etc., that will be redeemed through the academic bank of credit. As Gurukal mentions, in the case of vocational education also, this is going to be introduced in that manner. Then credit obtained by undertaking courses in registered institutions for the academic year 21-22, that is this year's admission alone, are eligible for credit transfer. From this academic year onwards, this is going to be implemented. As I mentioned already, in some states, they have started the process, and from 21-22 onwards. For example, if a student enrolled for a program in JNU this year, 2021-22, or IFLU in 21-22, or Jamia Millia in 21-22, this academic year, definitely they will be getting this particular facility of academic bank of credit and so on. And the Commission will provide financial assistance and administrative assistance to the academic credit bank as deemed fit. That there will be some financial assistance for all these things by the UGC. Then let us see whether it is possible for all institutions to do that. See, the eligibility criteria to register in this academic bank of credit, universities and autonomous colleges which are accredited by either NAC with a minimum A grade or National Board of Accreditation with at least programs, 3 programs, 675 course score in that. So NAC A grade universities and autonomous colleges can register in the academic bank of credit. So all the 4 affiliating universities in Kerala, Calicut, Kannur, MG and Kerala, these universities can register in the academic bank of credit. If these universities register in the academic bank of credit, automatically the colleges affiliated to these universities, they also get the facility. Similarly, all the autonomous colleges of Kerala, they themselves can register in the academic bank of credit because autonomous colleges can do that. The other criteria is top 100 NIRF framework. So in NIRF framework, National Institution Ranking Framework, the colleges or institutions which are coming under the first top 100. So in Kerala, we know nearly 19 colleges or the institutions are there within the first 100 at the national level. So these institutions, of course, already they are good institutions, but the non-autonomous institutions which are coming under this category, they can also register in the academic bank of credit with the permission of the university. That is one thing. Another condition or another qualification for joining is the universities or institutions which is in the top 1,000 world ranking of the time higher education ranking. So the institutions which are coming under the first 1,000 in that way. Or institutions of eminence or institutions of national importance as declared by the government of India. There are some institutions which have been declared by government of India as institutions of eminence or institutions of national importance. And these institutions can also be a part of the academic bank of credit. And the condition is that accreditation ranking status must be valid at the time of registration with the academic bank of credit. It should be valid. They should have a valid score at that time. Now, what is required from the institution? The flexibility or requirements. The registered institutions has to admit to individual courses in addition to the admission to full degree program. For example, if Calicut University or Kerala University or NG University enter into academic bank of credit, the colleges affiliated to these universities, for example, let us take BCom course. The colleges has to admit students either to full the BCom program or partially to some courses in the BCom program. For example, financial accounting. Financial accounting is a very popular subject, a subject in great demand in the BCom course. Suppose some students do only financial accounting. So college has to give separate admission to such students who want to do the financial accounting. Or suppose some students want to do critical writing as a part of BA program in English. Okay, we have to give admission. So that type of state of affairs. Number two, in order to avoid overcrowding in a course of any institution, they are permitted to have additional or supernumerary seats in such courses. Suppose in BCom course, as I mentioned, if there is great demand for the course of financial accounting in a college, they have to create additional seats for financial accounting. If there are 60 seats for BCom, suppose 80 students are there who have opted for the financial accounting. So additional seats, supernumerary seats has to be created. So these are the problems related to the implementation that we face when we come to the practical aspect of that. Similarly, the courses which are not coming under the purview of any professional standard setting body like UGC, etc., they have to create some supernumerary seats with approval of universities. So the colleges can admit, provided university is providing the permission for the colleges to admit the students. And institutions may also offer a set of courses exclusively for the purpose of academic bank of credits. So principals and faculty members who are attending this program kindly note that we have a choice to have a set of courses exclusively for the purpose of academic bank of credits. That means some courses, I mean papers, some papers with our programs are very popular. As I mentioned, the BCom program, financial accounting may be there. Or an English program, BA English program, there may be a paper like Shakespeare, something like that, very popular. In political science program, international relations is a very popular subject. In economics, econometrics is a very popular subject. So in the case of these courses, these study programs, we can define a few set of courses which can be offered exclusively for academic bank of credit. So institution is getting a flexibility there for that purpose, because we can decide which are the courses that we are going to offer under the academic bank of credit. So that is a very important flexibility that institutions are getting. That is one thing. Then registered institutions, I would say, have the appropriate educational infrastructure. They should have the infrastructure in terms of audiovisual facilities, e-resources, virtual classroom, etc. Because already Rajan Gurukal mentioned that these we have to set up or establish even in the present context. Even if you are not going for ABC, all institutions should have these facilities, because UGC has promoted blended learning, and of course in the post-COVID scenario, the blended learning, teaching learning will be the order of the day. So automatically we have to have all these facilities like that. So institutions should have all these facilities. Then they should have a web page on the website containing details of the facility of academic bank of credit, list of institutions, guidelines of standard operating procedure, etc., etc. The website of the institution should prescribe all these things in that way. Now, how it is going to be implemented? Essentially, a credit-based, highly flexible student-centered facility. Second thing is that all institutions has to amend the regulations. So, in the case of the colleges, the regulations are given by the university. So, the institutions should have the universities which want to enter into the ABC, they have to amend the regulations. The statute amendment that is required. That is an important thing. In the case of state universities, it may take a lot of time for that. But in the case of central universities, it is very easy or more feasible for them to amend the regulations. Yesterday, the union government had a meeting of all the vice chancellors, 42 vice chancellors of the central universities of the country. And I think they have decided all the central universities to be a part of this particular academic bag of credit. So they are going to amend the regulations of the central universities so that they can easily be a part of the academic bank of credit in that way. Then the institution have to encourage and enable the students. The students shall be required to earn at least 50% of the credit from the higher education institution awarding the degree or diploma certificate. So that is a primary condition. So if a student is studying in MES Ponnani College, and if he want to be a part of ABC, 50% of the credit he has to acquire from MES Ponnani College, to which the student is attached to. From where you had your degree, it is from MES Ponnani College. So by studying in MES Ponnani College, for at least 50% of the credit, for the rest of the 50% of credit, the student can go for Farouk College, or you can say Prudence College, or Kerala College, and so on. So the student has to acquire minimum 50% from the parent institution. That is one thing. Similarly, he has to acquire the required number of credit in the core subject as prescribed by the Board of Studies or universities in the land. Suppose you want to get a degree, bachelor degree, BBA. So BBA Board of Studies has prescribed the course or credit for the management programs. So the students has to acquire the minimum for all these core subjects. The rest he or she can acquire from other institutions or from other branches in that way. Similarly, students availing flexibility under the facility providing regulation are entitled to subscribe only to courses of their choice and aptitude, so as to enable them to accumulate credit and not to the entire program of study leading to the award of degrees. That means in some individual courses can also the student do over and above the courses in that. So it seems that even though it is speaking of a lot of flexibility for the students, there is not much flexibility. There is some kind of control on the part of on the students also. 50% they have to earn from the parent institution. Only 50% they can earn from there. Then they must earn the prescribed minimum in the core subjects in which they are going to get the degree in that. So it is not like, as I mentioned in my article, to discourage the IRM, GARM students in the campuses. A student is joining one college today and he is just opting out next year and going to another college, joining another college, opting out again next year, third year, joining another college. Not possible. There is a, you can say, a prescription or regulation for controlling that type of a situation. And not only that, there is a minimum time also. The maximum time given for redeeming the credit is 7 years. That within that period, you have to do all these things. Then, ABC maintained a dynamic online directory. See, every registered institution shall provide the student counseling and guidance to all students desirous of opening the academic bank account, with academic bank account, and also training for the teachers and so on. Just like now we give some kind of orientation. In every college, now you have an academic coordinator or CCS coordinator. What is doing? This coordinator is supposed to give an idea about the open courses for our students. Now we have open courses for the graduate program now in our university. So the academic coordinators, they are giving an idea about these open courses, and the students get an idea about the open courses offered by the various departments, and we give proper counseling, and admission to the open courses is done in a particular manner in every college according to the regulations, existing regulations. The same manner, the students will be informed of all these things beforehand. That is the basic thing. Then, This is, as I mentioned already, the credit is valid only for 7 years. Once any credit is redeemed for the award of the academic qualification, such a credit shall be irrevocably debited from the respective student's academic bank of credit. This also we have to remember. Suppose a student is earning a credit from one college and he is using or redeeming that credit for getting a degree, certificate, or diploma, something like that. Okay, that is redeemed forever. That cannot be restricted. That is the one important restriction. Similarly, the student fulfills the norms or sufficiency of total number of credit approved by registered organization for award of specified degree, diploma, postgraduate diploma. The student shall be eligible for such an award by that institution. So it is a choice of the student that whether he can use, whether he should use the credit earned for getting the degree and so on. That is one important thing. Then, once used, redeemed credit earned by a student cannot be reused for the award of any other formal academic qualification. So, if a student is redeeming a credit, that cannot be used for any other formal qualification, as I mentioned already. So, where the student require proper, you can say, monitoring, control, and all these things. And further, all the institutions are encouraged by academic credit bank to apportion the structure of the courses. The entire structure of the courses has to be apportioned as core courses or core electives or open electives or skill enhancement electives, etc. So that the students can choose any of these courses for the academic bank. Now we have the common courses, core courses, open courses in our UG program. The same way, the core courses, core electives, or open electives, skill enhancement electives, etc. In that way, the courses have to be demarcated so that they can be put under the academic bank of credit. And also, in respect of time duration, as I mentioned, a student pursuing academic qualification under academic university, after earning the stipulated credit, avail a relaxation of maximum 1 semester, provided the duration of the course or program is of 2 years or more. That means, if the duration of the program is 2 years, the student can take a break of 1 semester. In that way, there is a possibility for that also in that way. And the institutions can fix the fees. Of course, in our case, the fees is fixed by the government. The fees will be fixed by the government for the credit. Because the problem is that you have to fix the fees for the course as well as the program. Now you have course for the course fees, BCom course fees is there, BSc fees is there. Now you have to fix the fees for financial accounting, a fees for that. For physics, in physics you may have quantum physics, there may be a paper or a certificate course. For that you have to fix that fees in that way. So the fixation of the fees, that will be an issue. Then institutions shall pay a fee for the registration. The institutions which are going to be a part of this program, they have to pay a fee. Then the institution has to monitor. The university will be monitoring all this and just putting it quickly, all these things. And the institution shall offer training, mentoring, academic administrative audit, etc. for the students, for the faculty members, for administrative staff, etc. for monitoring that. And the internal quality assurance at the college level, IQAC is going to have more work related to the additional responsibility related to the monitoring of the academic bank of credit. And also, annually, they have to prepare a report and publish in the website. So, this report has to be published in the website. Academic bank credit operation report has to be published in the website, and that may be required for ACT, etc. etc. And there will be an academic bank credit grievance redressal mechanism. At the UGC level, there is a grievance redressal mechanism. University level, there will be a grievance redressal mechanism. At the college level also, there will be an academic bank grievance redressal mechanism. That will be there. Now, this is the regulatory framework related to academic bank of credit. Now, we will share some apprehensions, as already mentioned by Dr. Rajan Gurukal. I will be faster. See, the first thing, as you rightly mentioned, we have a multiplicity and diversity of higher education institutions. We know India has more than 1,000 universities, let us say 45,000 colleges, and nearly 12,000 standalone institutions, nearly 4 crore students, and so on. So our higher education system is very diverse. In the diverse system of higher education, the implementation of the academic bank of credit, that task will be very difficult. There will be a lot of issues related to that. Secondly, creation of hierarchy of higher education institution. It is argued that already there is a hierarchy of higher education institution in the country. Some institutions are good institutions, some are called excellent institutions, some are average institutions, some are, let us say, poor institutions, if not bad. So institutions which are not a part of the academic bank of credit, they may be marginalized on the one side. And of course, in the case of institutions, even though they are a part of the academic bank of credit, either institution or the university is of a lower standard. We may say there may be some kind of marginalization of higher education institutions. So marginalization institution means it will be the marginalization of the stakeholders of that institution. That is one important apprehension. But here one thing is very important. When we speak about this apprehension, already there is a discrepancy with respect to quality of higher education institution in the country or abroad. We have good institutions and poor institutions, if not bad institutions already. Some institutions are ranked very high. Why we get, let us say, for 600 seats, UG seats, one autonomous college in Kerala, they got 25,000 applications. They have only 600 seats for UG program. They get 25,000 applications. Another college, they get only just 1,200 applications. Why this difference? So even without academic bank of credit, there is a hierarchy of institutions. There is a discrepancy with respect to the quality of higher education institutions. Here actually, quality improvement is the basic problem. Unless we improve the quality, we'll be marginalizing. Then, thirdly, the diverse interest of the state governments. I told you already that 2 states in India, Madhya Pradesh and Karnataka, they have already announced that they are going to do it. Of course, they may have political reasons for that. But if you cross-examine some of these states, for example, Karnataka state, of course, Karnataka state has political reason for implementing NEP, may be there. But Karnataka state is accommodating the largest proportion of foreign students in the country. Do you know that? See, not New Delhi or Bangalore, sorry, New Delhi is not accommodating the largest number of foreign students. The largest proportion of foreign students in India is in Karnataka. Nearly 25% of the foreign students coming to India are getting education in Karnataka. So it is a part of giving flexibility with respect to the universities outside the country. Also, Karnataka is implementing this. So there are reasons other than political, because you just set apart the political part of it and just to evaluate the system, evaluate the ABC, how it will look like in that. Another important apprehension is that, as Gurukal has mentioned, there will be a transient student population and associated problem. We are afraid of that. For example, colleges. So what is the traditional system now? We are admitting the students in a particular year. These students are remaining there for the 3 years for the degree program. They pass out. Of course, college is not very much worried about the fate of the students. It was only after NAAC came. Now we are just worried about the progression of the students. So now we find that 60 students may join a program here, out of which 20% may be opting out next year in that way. So what will happen to the college population, the collegiality of the institution the nature. So we will have a transient student population and the associated problems. So the part of the institution heads, principals, stakeholders, managements, etc., we are worried about this problem. How this problem can be tackled in that. But what happens now? For example, all the students get admission to various programs now. There is a dropout. Once the entrance result comes, what happens? A lot of students just drop out from the BSc courses, science courses in that way. If you admit 60 students today for the BSc, what is your 5 years strength? See, maybe 35, something like that. So this is happening. So a fear of a transient population, student population and associated problems. Then, of course, the differences in quality of an education institution. That is an issue. Because the students studying in quality institutions, they will be at advantages. Why they are admitted there? Because they have high standards, they have acquired high marks in that way. But in the case of institutions which are housing students, low profile students, most of the students are from, you can say, the first generation learners of their family. Quality will be different. There is a common simile related to this. Suppose I am traveling I have taken a ticket from Calicut to Trivandrum. Of course, I bought the train from Calicut and I am going to Trivandrum. Suppose railway officials say that you can now get down at Ernakulam and take another train. From Ernakulam, you can go to another direction. You can go to Madurai instead of going to Trivandrum. So some people compare academic commitment to that situation like that. Of course, there is no compulsion that the student has to opt out. But student is given an option. I am given an option by the railway officials that I can get down at Ernakulam and go to another place for Ernakulam instead of going to Trivandrum. So this is not so simple affair. Then the most important thing that principals and IQAC coordinators should note is that this academic bag of credit is going to be integrated with the assessment and accreditation and ranking process, the methodology. Already in the case of curricular activities, in the case of our 7 criteria, we know there are some matrices related to flexibility of the curriculum. I told you that academic bag of credit require a particular section in our website in which we have to publish the ABC report. So NAC is going to integrate, or you can say incorporate, ABC activities of the institutions regarding ABC into NAC methodology. So unless the University of Calicut or University of Kerala or MG University enroll in academic band.
Excuse me, sir. Can I interrupt once?
Okay, just a few minutes.
Mr. K.M. Mohammed, please stop sharing your screen. I think it is by mistake.
Okay. See, the problem is that if the university is not becoming a part of it, the colleges under the universities will be the losers. So we have very good affiliated colleges, high standard affiliated colleges. Okay, is there any problem in my presentation? I hope it is new.
No, sir. Someone, one Mr. Mohammed KM, he started sharing the screen. That's the problem.
Okay,
Please, Mohammed KM. Okay. No, it's okay, sir. No, it's okay.
See, the problem is that if university, suppose the universities of Kerala, they decide that, suppose government of Kerala, under the direction of Higher Education Council, suppose they decide that we are not going to be a part of academic bank. Suppose they decide like that. What will happen? The autonomous colleges of Kerala, they can themselves enroll in academic bank of credit. Other affiliated colleges, they will be the losers. And in the case of accreditation process, I told you already that NAC will be integrating. Sure, they are going to integrate academic and curricular activities. So that is an important thing. Then we have practical issues related to admission and fee structure I mentioned already, because you have to fix the course fee. Yeah, that can be resolved actually, because in the case of the aided colleges and government colleges, the fee is very nominal. Already it is very nominal. In the case of self-financing courses, for example, BCom program, for one semester, they are charging, let us say, 9,000 rupees. So you may have fees for different papers as well as for semesters. And that fixation is easy in that way. The problem is that another one, procedural credit equalization. How will we equalize the credit? That is some kind of normalization and equalization of credit. As Rajan Gurukal has mentioned it already, the valuation of the credit, because the different universities are offering the credit, and how the universities will take. I think UGC can prescribe. UGC can prescribe the requirements. Already they have prescribed. What is a credit? They have prescribed. So the equalization and normalization, the problem will come only when a student undergoing a commerce stream, suppose he has taken a credit from music or film production or from psychology, something like that. Normalization and equalization issues will be there. But such issues could be resolved by regulations. Then the teachers' organizations, they have the apprehension that the workload of teachers, how the workload will be affected. As I mentioned already, suppose one course is very popular, there will be a larger intake for that particular course. So the workload of the teachers will be increasing. The next year, there may not be that much of number of students admitted there. There may be a reduction in that. Or you can say there may be another course which is becoming very popular in that. So with respect to the workload of teachers, there can be a chance of some kind of uncertainty. Some kind of adjustment, some kind of uncertainty. Some kind of arbitrariness, I will say. Arbitrariness regarding the workload. This has to be sorted out at the university level. Then, already it has been mentioned, it is a larger part of commercialization and internationalization. The present central government policy of commercialization and internationalization, this has been already there, right from 1991 onwards. The commercialization and privatization, internationalization has started. So higher education is also designed for that impact, larger criticism. This has to be answered by the central government or the union government with respect to that. So these are some general issues. I will also mention the response of Kerala. See, my first impression is that the response from Kerala is not positive or not proactive in the first instance. Especially from the Higher Education Council. The Honorable Gurukal, it was reported that his response was, I can say, something like dubious. He used the term, see, he has used the term like it is, yeah, something like that. There will be shallow, dubious, and corrupt. These terms has been used. Of course, he used the term here also. Some national dailies reported that Higher Education Council responded like that. That will go something like higher education will be more shallow, more dubious, more corrupt, and so on.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Your presentation is not visible. Is it over or it's
No. It's not visible? Okay.
No, it's not visible.
Now visible? Okay.
No, you have not shared anything on the screen.
No, sir, it's not visible.
Okay, I will just see.
It got stopped, I think.
No. It is visible. Okay. Now it is visible.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Now. Okay. Just let me see. Just the last part of it. Okay, we'll just see. Sorry about that. Just a second. David. Okay. I'll make it visible.
Sir, you can stop the presenting and share once again. Sir.
Okay, sir. It's kind of, okay, sir. Okay. We're just coming. Only the last slide it is coming. Okay.
Bichikoy, sir, good morning. Anida
Coming,
Sankarman,
sir.
good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Okay, which is visible. Okay. Yeah. Sorry for the disturbance. Sorry. Okay. Now it is okay?
Okay,
Yes, now it's
sir.
okay. Okay, sir.
Okay. So my response is that our response to this thing, it has been not positive and proactive. Because we are just, I would say, we are rejecting it. Something like it is very shadow. It is going to create a situation of shadow, dubious, corrupt, etc. In that way. So more proactive approach is required. Secondly, in the case of Kerala, see Central Act, UGC, ABC is coming under a Central Act. Can the state government enact anything related to this? It is impossible because the Central Act will supersede the state legislation. Even if the state government decide that, or universities decide that they are not going to be a part of it, there will be problems later. As Gurukal himself has suggested, we have to be insiders first. Then we have to criticize and try to reform in that way. And here we have to compare the response of other states. Other states, of course, maybe some states may be a part of it on political grounds. But there are other states also which have taken a positive note of this. Suppose you just take the entire NEP, forget about NEP. Without NEP, suppose you think of ABC. Under the present scheme, for example, in our university, suppose we have at least a restricted convenience, a facility for some kind of credit transfer for the students. In Calicut University, I remember when Dr. Abdul Salam was the Vice Chancellor, there was a proposal for that type of credit transfer in the Academic Council, where I was a member at that time. So the response of other states, we have to take into account. Because Kerala, our students are studying in different parts of the country and abroad also. We know that a large number of students are, especially in central universities, or you can say other state universities, a large number of students are there. In professional education, a lot of other students are there in outside the states, outside the country, and so on. It is not deciding on the plate of the students of who are studying in Kerala alone. The students in other states from Kerala, this has to be, we have to consider that. So this has to be more proactive. This is my argument. See, the national and international mobility of students, this we have to consider. Our students should have the national and international mobility because Kerala's greatest asset, you can say, is the human resource. So in the case of any, you take any country, the largest number of foreign students in most of the countries is from whether it is in Australia or UK, or you can say USA, or in European Union, let us say, the largest proportion is from India in that way. So the national, international mobility of students, for that, it may be required. Gurukal was saying that even without all these, you can get admission in, you can say, in any of the foreign universities, something like that. So our counter argument is that suppose a student is studying in Bangalore or in Calicut or in Trivandrum in an offline program, and suppose he is able to do a MOOC program of a foreign university, and suppose that credit will be counted here for getting a degree from here, he will be having an advantage because the mobilization, the mobility, international mobility of the credit, something. We can think of in that line also. A student in Calicut sitting in the remote village, he enrolled himself for a MOOC program of a foreign university. After completing the program, suppose the credit he can redeem here for getting a degree from here. So in that the national, international mobility of students, that part we have to look into. Because in India, you can say, India from all the 168 countries, we have students in India. 168 countries, we have students in India. Of course, there are only less than, you can say, around 50,000 students. These 50,000 students are from 168 countries studying in India. And I mentioned already that the major. So it is a time of national and international mobility, an era of national and international mobility of students. So this aspect happens here. Then Kerala State Higher Education Council had a report on NEP 2020. You may be aware of that. With Dr. Prabhat Ponnani as the chairman, they had constituted a 6-member committee for the implementation, regarding the implementation of NEP in Kerala. Of course, that report is not at all positive. The report has drawn a negative, you can say, tone related to the implementation of NEP in Kerala. I would point out that this KICT's report on NEP 2020 do not have a single line on academic bank of credit. Suppose academic bank of credit is implemented in Kerala. What is the feasibility of implementing this in Kerala? The report is totally silent about it. So what I suggest is that the Kerala State Higher Education Council should constitute a committee on the academic bank of credit and how it can be implemented or how it cannot be implemented in Kerala. That is a need of the hour. So I will request the Honorable Principal or the organizers of this program to write a letter to KICT and the Higher Education Department as an outcome or as a recommendation of this webinar to constitute a committee to study the academic bank of credit, the prospects and problems for Kerala, how it will affect Kerala, how it can be implemented, what are the problems, what are the pros and cons, etc. Because the report on NEP by KICT do not have anything related to academic bank. And that document is very important. And with that document, the universities can decide in Kerala whether they should go for it. With that document, the autonomous colleges of Kerala, they can think of whether they should go for it or not go for it. Because the process has already started. There is no rolling back of academic bank. As I mentioned, a lot of premier institutions have already joined it. JNU has joined, Jamia Millia joined, Hyderabad University joined, IFLU joined, central universities, all central universities going to join. Private universities are joining. So there is no rolling back of that. The thing is that whether we can be an insider and what to do, how to take advantage of situation for Kerala. So for which we require a study, a comprehensive study. So I would like to request the organizers to have this recommendation on the part of the. And I also I would like to remind the KICTC and the stakeholders the experience with autonomous colleges and open universities in Kerala. Kerala was dogmatically against the autonomous colleges for a long time. And gradually we had to switch to autonomous colleges. Now all the autonomous colleges in Kerala, they are functioning very well. Excellent, in excellent manner. And the demand by the students for admission is very tremendous demand. Manifold number of applications are there. And there is an open university. We were not for open university because all the affiliating universities were saying that our distance education department or that section will badly affected by the open university. But at last we have to go for open university, Srinarayanaguru Open University. So Kerala's experience with respect to autonomous colleges and open university, that should give some lessons. We should learn lessons from that with respect to the implementation, whether you accept it or not. Regarding the decision on ABC, KSHEC, Government of Kerala, and the universities of Kerala, the academic bodies of universities of Kerala, they should learn from our experience of autonomous colleges and open universities. And lastly, there is a great contextual relevance for this discussion and also ABC now, because the Government of Kerala in the last assembly session had announced in the assembly that they are going to reform the University Act and statutes. The archaic University Act and statutes are going to be amended. It was declared in the assembly in the last session. So once you are going to reform the University Act and statutes in Kerala, committees are going to be formed for that, study these issues. I would suggest that ABC should also be a terms of reference for these committees. Because how we can implement ABC or whether we can implement ABC, the universities, these commissions should also study that. Not only just archaic laws, review the archaic laws, statutes, etc. So that is the contextual relevance of this webinar and this discussion. So what is needed, I'm concluding, my suggestion or my humble submission is that what is needed is a rational appraisal of ABC. We should go for a rational appraisal of academic management, devoid of any dogmatic opposition or glorifying rhetoric. We are not going to supposed to be dogmatically opposed, saying that it is very dubious, it is going to create anarchic, something like that. But we are not going to glorify it also. We should have a rational appraisal of ABC in the present context of Kerala, higher education, devoid of the dogmatic opposition or glorifying. That is my observation, the requirement at the point of time with respect to the academic and of credit. So with this, I conclude. I thank you for the patient watching, and I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. And if anything to be discussed, now we can discuss. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And as he said, it's time for discussion and interaction. I hope some of you must have doubts regarding this whole ABC system and the presentation that he did just now. And we have got so many professors in our webinar from across our state of various colleges. And I hope you must have some doubts regarding the system. So you can please ask. Either unmute your mic and ask, or you can send in the chat box. Please proceed.
Okay. Gopika has raised a hand. Yes, let me see Gopika.
Yes, you can unmute your mic and ask. Gopika, and one more participant has raised their hand. What's your doubt? You can ask.
Nothing. Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Yes,
Good morning,
please.
sir.
Danya, good morning. Okay. Yes.
Sir, my doubt is how this will be applicable for research scholars and PhD. For all other things, we have specific courses and we can somehow we will be able to manage it, right? But for PhD, it is something different, no? So how this credit will be applicable for PhD, or is it applicable only till the degree, like only UG, PG courses like that?
Okay. Danya, that is a very relevant question actually. The thing is that it is proposed for the UG program, reforming the UG program. And of course, in the UG program, they are proposing what is called a 4-year UG program. You are aware of that. Honors UG program, 4-year. That is a UG program with the research. The 4th year, they have research. So the credit acquired in the 4th year of the UG program, that can be equalized with the coursework for PhD. Because now we have nearly 1 semester coursework for PhD in the universities. So I think this is the way in which they are going to normalize it, if it is something like that. In the case of 4-year UG, is that okay? Okay. Because 4-year UG, in Madhya Pradesh, for example, Madhya Pradesh, my friend from Madhya Pradesh told me yesterday that they have started the 4-year UG program. And of course, there is the 4th year, that is the research program. That 4th year will be taken as the coursework for PhD. So in that way, the credit can be like that. Okay. Basically, it is for the UG program. Okay.
Usman sir.
Yes, please. Sister, please.
Yeah, I am from Bangalore.
Okay.
So I just want, I listened to your presentation. It was very clear. Whether it is possible for all the institutions to register for register in the ABC. One thing is universities. We have to think in terms of Kerala. All the colleges are under a university. Of course, autonomous colleges are there. Autonomous colleges, can they go independently to register for ABC, or it has to go through a university? That's my one question. Okay. Secondly, here in Karnataka, we have already into it. We are already, it is inaugurated and we are into it, but we are not completely thorough with the difficulties of having it. We are having different commissions and we are working on it. But Kerala, I don't know how we will go about it, because so many of our Keralites are in Karnataka. Right now, they are in our colleges. So what you said is 90% everything is correct. Okay. And we need to go in for it. But the practical side of it is very, very difficult to implement this in Kerala. That's all.
Okay. Sister, I thank you for joining the program despite your busy schedule. And of course, by reading the regulation, we get an impression that autonomous colleges can directly enroll in ABC without the university's consent or NOC. Now, I have this feeling because now autonomous colleges can directly apply for the courses, even without the university recommending. The government can sanction courses to the autonomous colleges. In Kerala, it has happened. It is happening now. So I think the autonomous colleges can do that, because if the university is not giving any permission for that, it is likely to be deemed to be granted in that way. That is my understanding after reading the entire regulation in that way. But anyway, as I mentioned already, Kerala State Education Council should seriously study this issue. And of course, that will give an answer to your second question also. Because how it is to be implemented, how it can be implemented in Kerala. Unlike other states have their problems, Kerala has state-specific problems. Every state has its own problems. We know that very well. In Kerala, what are the problems? What are the prospects? We should have a document for that. There is no such a document in Kerala. So as it has been done in other states, we should have some committees studying this ABC scheme for Kerala. And the right body for that is the Kerala State Higher Education Council. Even in the case of autonomous colleges also, how they can go for, whether they can go for. My impression is that they can independently register because this is what the regulations say. Regulation clearly says that autonomous colleges can register. So the council has to make a clarity with respect to that. So your both questions actually very important from practical side have to be addressed. That is my reflection to you, sister. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Usman. I am Anita
Ah,
Shankar from.
Okay.
Sir, your talk was really informative. You gave us such ideas of this academic credit bank. It's regarding the autonomous colleges, government colleges, aided colleges, it's okay. But how can we implement it in self-financing colleges? Now I am working as the principal of a self-financing college. That's why I am asking that question. Okay.
Madam, thank you, and Anita, madam, for joining this program. It's very see, self-financing colleges means they cannot directly join. We know. If your university join the program, automatically your college will be a part of it. And suppose you are offering a BCom course. The BCom course, for example, a paper, as I mentioned, financial accounting paper in BCom course. The credit for financial accounting paper, whether it is in the aided college or government college or self-financing college, it is the same. It is the same. So autonomous colleges are not, the self-financing colleges are not going to be in difficulty because if your university is joining, then all your programs will automatically come under the purview of the program, the scheme. That is my impression because you have the same credit. You have the same credit. Whether now you have the same credit for whether it is aided college or government college or autonomous college or self-financing college, you have the same credit for the papers. So if your only thing is that university has to join, automatically, if the university is joining the program, whether the student is from a self-financing college or autonomous college, or let us say A grade college or B grade college, that doesn't matter. That is going to happen. That doesn't matter.
Okay,
See,
sir, thank you.
See, that is my response to Rajan Gurukal also. See, it is through university only this is being done, except in the case of self-financing colleges. So the student can transfer the credit because the university is doing that, not the college. So I think there won't be a problem with that. That is my reading of the material, I feel.
Okay,
Any
sir.
principles? Thank you. Thank you. Bichikoya sir, you are here? Bichikoya sir? Bichikoya sir, former principal of our college autonomous, he is here. Sir, you are here?
I think
he has been here. He has been here. Okay, I think he has left.
So can you see the chat box? There are some questions.
I can see. Okay. Okay, Nasrullah Varakad, of course. Okay.
So what about this glue grant scheme? Yesterday's newspaper, there was mention about glue grant scheme also. Because many of the higher education institutions and universities, they are facing acute shortage of faculties and higher education officials. So sharing of resources in one region, the colleges situated in one region can share the resources, just like a cluster scheme. Is it like that?
Okay.
Glue grant scheme?
I think it's like that. And here in Kerala, the council, education council is promoting that because even now they are going for a cluster program. If you just read their materials, their reports, etc., they are for the cluster programs. But in Kerala, there are some issues from in the case of cluster programs, because the colleges, the managements are not happy with the program. To be very part, as I am a part of the organization, we have to say that we have some apprehensions with respect to sharing of the faculty, sharing of the students in that way, because in the Kerala context. That is why the earlier cluster program was not a successful one. And of course, in Kerala, we don't have any tenure appointment. Our appointments are permanent in that way. So in that case, there are some issues related to the service conditions and other things, etc. So this has to be again studied and deeply developed. Thank you, sir. So Nasrullah Sahib, the state has expressed resentment. That is why I told that Kerala's response to it is not proactive. See, our response to Open University, our response to autonomous colleges, etc., were like that. But in this particular case, we cannot keep away. That is the problem. Because our students are studying in other universities. And also, things are changing very easily. In that context, to what time, up to what time we can keep away from these things? That is the important thing. Now, major challenges in implementing MINSIA, okay, implementing the ABCs, okay, right? It will take to implement. MINSIA, I told you that, I told in presentation that there are several challenges. We have faced shared some apprehensions. Already I shared some apprehensions. See, the higher education system of Kerala, we have some complex problems. Different types of institutions and stakeholders. Other states also we have. Government colleges are there. Then aided colleges are there. Now we have 1,200 odd colleges in Kerala. You should speak about the colleges in that way. And of course, 200 plus aided colleges. More than 900 self-financing institutions. So 70-80% of institutions are self-financing in Kerala. And we have different stakeholders also, the student, teachers, managements, and so on, the stakeholders of institutions. And a large segment of the higher education of Kerala, for example, the self-financing segment, is not properly recognized by the regulations. That is the biggest problem. Not properly recognized or not properly addressed by the regulations. The government had issued an ordinance for regulating the self-financing segment. Of course, some process of the regulation has been stayed by the Honorable High Court on the part of due to a petition by the managements of that. So there is a problem with respect to the regulation of the higher education institution. That is why I told you that the Higher Education Council has to intervene and make a rational appraisal of the scheme so that we have more light and more fruits in that way than heat in our discussions. That is only a response to what you have written in the chat box, not an answer to that. Okay, I think.
Okay, is there any other questions or queries that you want to ask?
Okay.
Okay, I hope that's it.
Okay. Now it is already 12:30. Okay.
Yeah. So let us wind up the interactive session.
Okay. Carry on, please.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. And our secretary and correspondent, Shri M.K. Muhammad Rashid, sir, has conveyed his wishes to the program. He couldn't attend throughout the program. He was there in the beginning. He has conveyed all the wishes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. And now let us.
Principal Ajim sir is saying that we should have more discussions on in this particular aspect. That is very important. I endorse your views, sir. Okay.
Yeah, I hope all the doubts are cleared, by the way. And now let us move on to the vote of thanks. And for that, let me invite the Vice Principal of the college, Dr. A.A. Zubair. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Aisha. Respected dignitaries, we had 2 great sessions today on this academic bank of credits. I hope all the participants might have benefited from it, and the responses from each participant shows that. So I think it's a success for the program. There's no question about that. And my job here is to propose a vote of thanks. First of all, I thank Professor Rajan Gurukal, who is the actually the Secretary, Higher Education. Vice Chairman, Kerala Higher Education, for his for inaugurating this program and also giving his insight on the program of this academic credits, regarding the academic credits. So once again, I thank him from the bottom of my heart, and on behalf of myself and also on behalf of the MES Ponnani College. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much for that. Next, I thank Dr. Usman, sir, Secretary, Kerala Private Colleges Association, for his keynote address. He had given a very good information on the topic in detail. And the responses from each and every participant shows that they have really understood this problem and its opportunities. Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful presentation from myself and also from the on the behalf of the MES Ponnani College. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I also thank Professor Ajin Muhammad, the principal of the college, for his active participation. He has been the torchbearer of the college now, and he is guiding this college, especially in this NAC acquisition program. And college is actually busy with it. Still, he came and gave away his ideas. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for. And I also thank Professor Rashid, the Secretary of the College, for his participation in the program. And I also thank all the participants for joining this program from various colleges and from various centers and even from outside states. Thank you each one and everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you all of you. With these words, I conclude.
Sir, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. You are staying in Ponnani?
Yeah. ഞാനിപ്പോ നാട്ടിലാണ് സാറേ. I am at Mottapuzha.
Okay.
I'm at Mottapuzha, and Monday I will go back to Ponnani.
Okay. Okay, sir. Nice. I see you and hear you.
Okay.
It's a nice program. I enjoyed it.
Okay, thank you.
Subir sir in the department.
Subir sir,
sir.
Okay. There are my student is Bushra already gone? Bushra is there?
Bushra is in economics department.
She has left the meeting.
Bushra is there.
Bushra, you are here. Bushra, then Shamila is there. Shamila is my colleague in the government. Shamila, you are, okay. Where are you now? Okay.
I'm in college.
Okay, we were together. Okay, Shamila. Okay, we were together in the district administration proposal of this project assessment. I think Bushra has left the meeting. Okay. I wanted to congratulate her because she had obtained PhD recently, isn't it? Okay. She was my student at Gurukal College. Okay, see you all. Bye.
Recently, she has awarded with PhD from Kannur University, sir.
She was my student.
Where? Farooq College.
PM Institute.
Oh,
she was my student there.
I think Bushra is there. Bushra?
Okay, no problem, sir. No problem. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Signing off.
Okay, thank you so much. And before leaving, one more thing is there to be informed. you will have a feedback form which you need to fill, and you will be provided with e-certificates within 5 days. Thank you everyone for joining with us and patiently remaining throughout the session. Thank you everyone.
Busha undo meeting le? Busha?
Sir, ഞാനുണ്ട്.
അതെ, ബുഷൻ ഉസ്മാൻ സാർ അന്വേഷിച്ചിരുന്നു. സാറ് ലെഫ്റ്റ് ആയിരുന്നു. സാർ ലെഫ്റ്റ് ആയിരുന്നു. ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ.
സാർ പോയോ? സാർ ലെഫ്റ്റ് ആയോ?
ആ, സാർ ലെഫ്റ്റ് ആയി.
ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ, ഞാൻ വിളിച്ചോളാം.
ഐഷ, താങ്ക് യു.